Hey, it's Ben. I'm riding out the pandemic out here in northern Idaho at the time I'm filming this video. And I'm not sure if you could see it, but I've been outside for much of the day. So I may be a little baked or something. But in any case, those of us who write and possibly do other kinds of creative endeavors, sometimes we get that, well, if you're a writer, it's called writer's block. And I'm not sure if you do other forms of painting or whatever, but if you're a writer and you know that feeling of like, you have things that, you're wanting to communicate or to express yourself in some way, but it feels like your brain's all congealed and you just can't get the words, and that sense of stuckness and frustration. So I came up with a number of meditation practices. I've been developing a whole series of meditation practices over the years. And when I get into that place of sometimes I'm experiencing either like brain fog or maybe it's just like the whole creative flow is jammed up and I feel that sense of frustration. I actually take my awareness and I dive into the depths of whatever physical, energetic, emotional sense of being like frozen or jammed up. And doing that, I've found it to be very effective. In many instances, it just opens that creative flow. And as I'll often do this practice. I'll sit down and close my eyes and just go into the depths of all those, physical, emotional, energetic senses. There are other times, having done this so much, I can have the computer in front of me. And as I'm reading those sentences that just aren't working or not flowing, and I look at them and I'm just breathing with that sense of stuckness and frustration. And a lot of times what will happen is that it will open up that flow of creativity once again. But there are different forms of meditation practices that I've developed that have their own unique way of also initiating that creative flow. For instance, our emotion is synonymous with the element of water. And so as we learn to work more constructively with our own emotions, what I do is I actually take my awareness and dive into the depths of anything that triggers me emotionally, any situation, any interaction. And as I center my awareness in the depths of those feelings, I breathe softly and deeply, and that initiates this deeper level of processing of the emotions. I'm able to work through those whatever challenges or issues and my own subsequent emotional responses. And so as I do that, there's more that flow within me, and that definitely helps tremendously with the creative process. There's another meditation practice that I've developed I refer to as the instinctual mind. And working with this practice, is centering my awareness deep within the abdomen. Some time ago, I started focusing within the heart and working with the practice to open the heart. Well, that increases your capacity to love and to be loved. But after a few months, I wondered, well, what would happen if I brought my awareness deep down within the intestines? And didn't feel much at first, but then there was rumbling and churning, pulsing, tingling, and all kinds of stuff after a while. But I also found that it was connecting into those deeper emotional parts of the brain and the deeper reptilian parts of the brain that, and doing that, well, I found that I was becoming more fully present in my body. It was strengthening my intuition, that deeper instinctual knowing. My sense of purpose was becoming stronger and clearer. And it definitely helped with writing. I mean, there are times I'd be writing and it'd feel like the right words and the sentences, the paragraphs, it'd be like jumping out of me at times. And, as I work with this process, doing so much meditative practice, well, there are side effects, It feels like there's this parallel processor at work at times where it's like sentences are rewriting themselves, and sections of the chapter and all that are being restructured and everything. So yeah, it just continues to build that creative flow. And there's other meditations. I could probably keep going, but one more I'll mention is just, we experience at times, where, and for many of you, like much, if not all the time, where neck and shoulders, other parts of your body, you're holding all this tension. And so I developed this practice I called dissolving the layers of emotional body armor. And so by putting your awareness within these areas of chronic tension, as you soften, you dissolve that, and a lot of the emotions that are trapped within these parts of your body, as that begins to make its way up into your conscious awareness, then you're able to access, you're going deeper into the underlying source of the issues. And as you work with those issues, you bring them to resolution, again, that awakens that creative flow. So all these practices are very effective, again, whether you're a writer, a musician, or visual artist. So yeah, definitely. If this is something that, if you're creative and a writer or any other medium, and if you'd like for me to walk you through this process, I do individual sessions, so do feel free to reach out to me. Sessions usually go from at least a good 90 minutes or so. But yeah, what is my number? It's 332-333-5155. You can leave a voicemail for me. I'll call you back. Again, 332-333-5155.